Hi everyone, in this demo we will see how to use Azure trigger functions and also we will see an example with Blob trigger and integrated it in .NET Core. So what is Azure trigger? So Azure trigger basically run automatically in response to change in Azure storage. Like suppose a blob storage, so we upload any file in the blob storage, so that means it will automatically execute. uh, so for that, like there are some common Azure function triggers like http trigger run when an http request is received. Like for use case we can use a http trigger and build API webhooks. And blob trigger run when blob is added or updated in Azure storage, like processing uploaded file image logs. So that means we if we upload any file, so that means it will automatically execute. Similar way we can use queue trigger run when a message is added to the Azure storage queue. So this is the use case of that is process background job asynchronously. So for that we can use queue trigger. Timer trigger also, like suppose run on a schedule like suppose on the daily basis we run reports and also cleanup task, some database related cleanup task. For that we can use timer trigger. Event hub trigger we can also use for real time processing, like when a message is received from event hub, so it will automatically run. And also we can use service bus trigger, so run when message is received in service bus. So these are the some common trigger functions in Azure. So here in this article, in this demo, we will see how to use block trigger and how to integrate with it in .NET Core. So first of all, we open Azure portal here. So so you can see here like Azure portal. Here we open Azure portal here. So here we can just now we can see here in Azure portal. So in the search bar we can like storage account we need to create. So this is the way, that means first we create resource, after that inside that storage, and inside the storage we will container contain storage, that means we will use blob storage. And after that we create a container and we upload a file. So that means when we upload any file in the container inside that, so it will automatically execute the Azure trigger functions which we have created in .NET Core. So first of all we go to the blob storage here, like storage center. Here we can click create. So now we can give any resource, like we can create new resource like demo, like Rohtas demo resource, that means R. We have okay, so that means this name is not exist, so it is taking here storage account name. Now we can give Rohtas demo. Okay, so small here. demo and storage, that means we s, like s here. So it is taking now, so we can create here. So it now it's validating in progress. So now click on create here. So now it is creating storage. So deployment is in progress, so it is taking some time here. After that, inside that, in the blob, we will create a container. So now I think deployment in progress, it taking few seconds. So now we have created Rohtas demo as this is the name of storage here. This is the resource name we have added given, and Rohtas demo as that means storage name. So now deployment is in progress, so it is taking some time here. Okay, please wait for some time. Okay, so now deployment succeed, so that means it has been created. So now now Rohtas demo as that is the storage name has been created under the resource group Rohtas demo R. So now again we go to the storage account here. So we will see, that means it will create a storage account. Here we can see clearly. So now this is the Rohtas demo as. So that means now storage account has been created. Now click on that storage. So now we will create a container. So this we scroll down here, you can see like some blob service, file service, queue service, table service. So basically these are the storage. So now we click on the blob service. So that means inside the blob storage, here we can add container here. So now we can give name like demo. Sorry, we have like demo Rohtas demo container. That means we give C. So now we can create. Okay, so this is the Rohtas demo C. That means container has been created now. So after that, if we click on that, so when we upload any file inside that, so that means it will create a .NET Core function automatically. So now we will use, we upload a one text file and we read that text in the .NET Core. So now we go again like storage here. So this is the storage, click on the storage. So one thing we need to note, like here we can see this is the left hand side panel, we can see clearly security and networking. So there is one key like access key here. So here access key, these are the two keys, one or two, we can use anyone. So here this is the connection string, we can copy it and paste in the notepad. So we can use later in the .NET Core application. So this is the settings has been done in the Azure portal. Now move to the .NET Core. So now we open. Okay, so now we open .NET Core. Now open first Visual Studio, and after that we can just a minute. Now we can here. Now we can open Visual Studio. Here create a new project. So here you can see there is one of here you can search like Azure function. Here you can see clearly Azure function. Click on that, select that, and now click on next button. So here we can also give name like Rohtas demo F. So Rohtas demo trigger F. So we have given that function name. Now click on the next here. So after that you can like function worker, that means .NET 8.0 we are using, and here function. So you can see clearly here block triggers, like some trigger functions like event grid trigger, and also you can see like timer triggers. So earlier we have discussed. So now in this article we will in this demo we can use blob trigger here. So we have selected blob trigger from drop down. So now click on the create. So if you are using a project, so you can create a layer, a separate layer of that. You can create separate layer. So now we have created a new project in Visual Studio. You can clearly see here. So now in the local setting.json here, that means we have copied like we have copied one, just this is the file actually, Microsoft Visual Studio. So here we can select here we can select notepad. So okay, so this is the actually connection string we had copied from the Azure portal. So we can copy it, and now we can again go to the Microsoft Visual Studio. We can paste it here. So this is the connection string. Now a function worker runtime, no need to change that. So we have updated local settings.json file. Now go to the function.cs file. This is the sample functions. trigger functions here. So here we can see like samples work items. Actually this is the container name. So if we see on the Azure portal, now our like here in blob storage, inside that we go to the container, and container we scroll down here, we click on blob service here. So you can see here is the name Rohtas demo C. So we go to again in the Visual Studio, and now we can update it here. Rohtas demo C. C is the container. We have given name as Rohtas demo C container. So we have now saved it. Now we have updated two files in the .NET Core projects, local settings and functions 1. So now this is the blob trigger functions we have already when we have created a function. So actually this is the blob trigger. That means when we added project, so there is options, so we have that means selected blob trigger, so it is showing that. So now we can run that Visual Studio project. Now it is running. Now it is running. We go to again on the Azure portal. Here you can see like container. We click on that container. Now if we upload any file inside that container, so that means .NET Core function will execute. So now .NET Core project is now running. So we can create a breakpoint here in the .NET Core application. So now I think it is just running now. Taking bit time here. Some launching local functions process. So I think it is taking time, so again we can run it. Like here we can create a breakpoint here. So now we can build, we can clean solution here, and again we can rebuild solution. Now rebuild is completed. Now we run it again. Yeah, it is taking time, bit time here. So maybe first time it is taking bit time to execute. Now you can see clearly taking more time here. So we can close it here. Okay, so here is we can also publish that this Azure we can also there is option for publish, so but here no need for publish that function. So but now we are trying to execute it. So now again we are trying to run it. So it is taking time. Now we can check. Okay, so now you can clearly see here it is running now. So when now we upload any file in the Azure portal, so this function will run automatically. So now go to the Azure portal view. Here we can go Azure portal. Now we here upload, we can upload a file. So now it is taking some time. It is running now. You can see browse a file. So now there are some files here, but we have a file like Azure function text. So we have selected it and now upload it here. So this file will upload in the Azure function text. So now we have uploaded that file. Now it is running. If we check here, so that means now create. So now you can check here. If we will see on the Visual Studio, here you can see now clearly breakpoint is coming here. So if we run that now F11, so that means now you can check here. So this is like so if we see here in the Microsoft, so we can see in the running app here. So here we can see like exe. If we will see here, so you can see here clearly, that means like here like C# block trigger function process block. This is the actually content of the file we have created. Now we will see like C sharp blob trigger function processed blob. So now if we see the file we have uploaded on the Azure side. So this is, if you want to .NET more Azure tutorials, subscribe to tutorialstrend.com. No, we actually we have check Azure functions here. This file test Azure trigger functions. So we have uploaded that. Yeah. So this is the file actually. Like suppose if we check here, like in the notepad file, if we open and check, so here in the notepad if we check, just so here this is the actually test Azure trigger function. Now this is the file text inside the file. If we check now, we will go to the running window exe. Now if you can check here, that is the clearly, that means test Azure trigger functions. So that means we are that means fetching that text from the blob storage file uh, to the ex uh, like console window you can see here. So this that means it is working fine. So that means, so now you can also see there are some logs. That means you can check clearly here in this window, running window and .NET Core. So now it's working fine. So now if you think this video is helpful, so you can subscribe the my channel, so for latest update, for new videos. Thank you again.